Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my shoe collection and decluttering and trying them all on and going through essentially seeing what I can get rid of. I lay all of my shoes out earlier, as you can see, and I honestly didn't realise how many I had, and going through them I just realised how many pairs that I don't actually wear that often. I found myself last night scrolling through like Vinted and looking online and looking at ordering a pair of shoes that I then thought, actually, how many do I have and do I need to get rid of some before I start ordering more? And the answer is yes. I'm literally sat here surrounded by all of my shoes. They are everywhere. So I thought it would be fun to try them all on, go through them and see which ones I can get rid of. So without further ado, let's get into it. I think it would be good if I section them out into like categories. So let's start with trainers. Okay, so in terms of trainers, I have got 6 pairs that I would consider to be trainers. The first ones are my black platform Converse, which were £75. I've had them for a good couple of years, and as you can see, they are quite well worn and they're quite a little bit holey, little bit dirty, very well loved. And I think with Converse they're just really easy to wear and they do go with a lot of outfits, and they're just nice and kind of easy to put on, and they are really comfy when you're walking around wearing them. So these have got a lot of wear out of me in the past. The only reason I'm thinking I might get rid of them is because they are getting a little bit like holey in this area, but I think I will hold on to these until they're a little bit worse for wear and then look at buying a new pair when these are like a little bit more knackered, because I do really like these. And the next ones are the exact same Converse, just in white. These do come in white, and then there was also a version that instead of just the black here they had red and white. I just chose the black and white version, but these, as you can see, are in even worse condition than my black pair. With white trainers, I mean, obviously it goes without saying, they just mark so much worse. And I know with Converse you're not really supposed to pop them through the wash, but I have popped these through the wash a couple of times. But it's just when you're out and about walking, you don't mean to, but you just get dirt on them. However, the same goes for these ones as the black ones. They go with so many things. I love wearing them to work because they're just easy to throw on. They look nice with work trousers and they make you look a little bit more casual, and they're really nice for the weekend as well. I wear them with leggings, I wear them with smart trousers, I wear them with dresses. I think I could probably do with chucking it through the wash and seeing if I can get them to come up a little bit whiter, even though I know you're not supposed to, but I am going to hold on to these ones as well. Next we have my ancient and decrepit Adidas Gazelles, which I've had for probably about 8 years now. These were bought as a present for me and they are absolutely knackered. I wore them to work when I was working in the pub, so as you can see it's got, oh my god, it's gross, but it's got like where I was changing the beer barrels and things, the beer would squirt out like onto me and would get on the shoes, and clearly I've just not bothered to clean them. In terms of wear and tear, they're not too bad. I just think they need a little bit of a clean up, but they're not like broken. The soles, I thought I could feel like puddles coming through actually. But yes, these ones I think have had their day. I don't think they're going to be worth anything if I put them on Vinted, so I'm probably not going to bother. So these will be either binned or charity shopped, but the sole is a bit rubbish on that one, so I don't think the charity shops would have any use for it. So I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to chuck them on my get rid of pile. Goodbye! My next pair that most certainly, most definitely and completely and entirely are going in the bin are my Nike Air Force, which I do love these trainers. I do find them so comfortable, but I definitely think I've outgrown them in terms of like maturity. I used to wear them all the time with skirts, not necessarily, I've never worn these to work, they're just too casual. Have you ever seen a pair of trainers just so knackered? They're in really bad condition, and all at the back here, like my heel has just eroded the back of the trainer. So these are absolutely going in the bin. I wouldn't dream of giving these to a charity shop because they are just worn to absolute death. I'm really lucky in the fact that I have size 4 feet, and so I can get Nike trainers and other brands that I will mention when we get to them, but I can usually get the kid sizes or like the junior size shoes. So these are for adults. I think they range in like the £90 region, but because I have small feet and I buy the junior ones, these ones only cost me about £45. So that is a hack. If you've got small feet, definitely have a look at the junior section. But these ones are going. My next pair are my Nike. Are these free runs? I can't remember. They are Flex Experience RN5s. I don't know what that means, but these are actually really old. I bought these like just when I moved back from Australia, but they're actually in really decent condition. I bought them because I was going to become a fitness girly, which obviously never happened. But saying that, I've actually become a lot more into wellness, and like I've been going on a lot of hikes recently, and they're definitely not like walking boots, but they're really good for hikes and walks, especially around Bristol, like in the city, because we're not really going rural, we're just doing like city walks. But these ones, they're in really decent condition and they are really comfy. The laces do tend to undo themselves a little bit, they're like quite soft, but I think I'm going to keep these because if I'm getting more into walking and things, they're definitely handy to have. They're really nice and breathable. They've got like a mesh top, and yeah, they are really comfy. They're in good condition, and I think I will get more wear out of them now I'm doing a little bit more exercise. So these ones are going in the keep pile. And then my final pair of trainers are my favourites. They're my New Balance 530 trainers in the grey colourway. They do come in a few different colours, and there's like a beige. You can get them in black. They actually come in loads of different colours, but I like the grey because I just thought that was nice. And they look kind of granddaddy. Like I really like my granddad, I'm sure he had trainers like this. Again, these did come from the junior section, so they were a lot cheaper than if I was buying the adult sizes. But I love the chunky sole. They are super comfy to walk around in. The soles are a bit dirty because I do wear them a lot, but I also wear these to work with my smart trousers, because even though they're trainers, I think they kind of make the outfit look a bit more casual. I can't remember what I paid for these, but I am a size 4 in pretty much all of the shoes I'm going to show you. I think all of these are a size 4. These just fit me so perfectly, and I think they just go with so many outfits. And in terms of like fitness and walking and things, I've definitely been wearing these when I've been going on my walks and my hikes, so keeping these definitely. So those are the trainers out of the way, and I think next I am going to do shoes. So what I've got surrounding me is an absolute abundance of boots. I'm going to do those last, so I'm going to pick through and find all of the shoes first, then I'll just be left with the boots, I think. Okay, now I've just had a look and I've got shoes now, and then I'm going to do sandals, and then it's onto the boots. So the first shoes are these are not Birkenstock, but they are the dupes that came from boohoo.com, and they were a fraction of the price, and they're really good value for money. They don't stay on your feet the best, so I've found that when I've been walking to work, and because they don't have a back, they sort of just fling off my foot as I'm walking, so they're not like the best for doing long distance walking in, but I love how they look. I think they're really stylish. I would really like in the future a pair of the real Birkenstocks, but for the time being these will do the job and they're fine, and they're really nice for autumn. I think they go with a lot of autumnal outfits. They're also just really good to slip on if you need to run and take the recycling out, which is what I do sometimes. These were only £16 off Boohoo, and considering the real ones are like well into the hundreds, aren't they? I can't remember what the Birkenstocks actually cost, but for a dupe these are really good. I like the cork bottom, and yeah, they're a good dupe. I'm gonna keep these. Next are these nude like pump court shoes with a bit of a chunky heel. So I don't wear a lot of heels at all. I did buy these with the intention of wearing them into the office, and I think they would be so perfect if I found them easier to walk in. The problem with these is that they came from Shein, which I really try not to buy from because it's fast fashion. I don't think the quality is the best. Also with these ones, I ordered them in a size 4, but when they arrived, they feel to me more like a 3, 3.5. They're quite tight on me, and I know with Shein shoes, it's usually a wise idea to size up. But I wanted them to like stay on my feet because I really wanted to be able to wear them around the office. But unfortunately, I haven't worn these out. And even though they're lovely and they're really timeless and they really would go with so many outfits, I just don't reach for them. I just don't ever put them on. In the week when I am working, I walk from home to work and it's about 2 miles there and 2 miles back, and so I just don't think these are ever going to be appropriate unless I put them in my bag and put them on when I got to work, but that's just a lot of effort, and also they are a bit too tight on me, as I said. So these will be going to charity. I'm going to pop them in my charity shop pile. Next we have my beautiful chunky loafers, which were a find on Vinted. So I bought these secondhand technically, but when they arrived they still had all of the they still had the paper stuffing, they had the labels on the sole, and they still had the stickers on them, so they were brand new and no one had worn them, and they are absolutely gorgeous. I love a chunky loafer. I think they're so like Parisian and they just make your outfit look a bit sophisticated, so I love these. I've got my little silicone inserts in the shoes because these, where they were brand new, these give me the worst blisters. I've tried to wear them to work like 3 or 4 times, and as I say, it's a 2-mile walk there and a 2-mile walk back, and generally whenever I've worn these, whenever I've tried to, I've got to work and realised the backs of my heels are absolutely caning. Then I can't wear them for ages because I've got to let the blisters heal. But I got some silicone inserts which I did try on with them the other night and just walked around the flat end, and you literally can't feel it digging in to the back of you. These were from H&M originally. I don't know how much the original purchase price was, but I managed to get these off Vinted for, I think it was only about £5 or £6, and I'm definitely keeping these. I love these. And then the final pair of shoes are these lovely slingback nude pumps, a bit dirty on the bottom because I wore them recently. I ordered them from Shein. The thing is, I don't like spending loads of money on heels because I just simply never wear them, so I thought, oh, I'll just buy some cheap and cheerful shoes off Shein. If they're no good, I'll just send them back. But because I was only wearing them to this one special occasion, I just thought I don't want to spend loads and loads of money on them. But I really actually like these because they're kind of a pale pinky nude, which means they'll go with a lot of dresses. I like the sling back because that's really comfortable, it doesn't give you blisters, and I really like the point. I think that's really sophisticated. And also the heel is a nice chunky block heel, so they're much easier to walk in than the other heels. Also, I think this is slightly a lower heel than the other ones, which is probably why I find them easier to walk in. And with these ones, I learnt my lesson and I did size up. So I ordered a 4.5, but they actually fit my size 4 feet. So I'm gonna keep these because I do think they're pretty good. Okay, and now it is time to move on to the sandals. This will be a nice quick section because I only have 2 pairs. The first pair are just these Primark chunky sandals with a buckle detail. These were really cheap and cheerful. I picked these up just after I'd come back from holiday actually, because when I was on holiday I remember thinking, oh, it'd be nice to just have, not flip-flops because I don't really like how they look, I definitely like a chunky shoe, don't know if you've noticed, but these were probably about £8 or £9. They were in one of my recent Primark haul videos. I bought them this year. They do the job, they're nice, they're easy, they're comfortable, they're easy to just chuck on, take the bins out obviously, but on holiday I think they would be really good for just pool days so you can slip them on and off. One thing I noticed when I wore these for the first time, Kyle and I went for a picnic and I walked probably about 1.5 miles in them and I got some really bad blisters on the inside here, like where the strap was. They're obviously nothing like leather or anything like that, they are very like plasticky, so I don't know whether they can be broken in or whether that's just going to be a fact of life, like my feet are just going to hurt if I walk too far in them. But I will keep these for holidays and just wearing here and there, and I do like how they look. I do like a chunky sandal. And obviously I asked Kyle for a new pair of the Doc Marten Clarissa quad sandals for my birthday, so I got these this year. I had a pair before and I bought them in a size 3 and I paid them off on Klarna over months, and it was so frustrating because I kept trying to wear them and I just never broke them in, and my feet were getting pinched between the straps and bleeding. I ended up selling them on Vinted and I sold them for a lot less than I should have, so I was really frustrated because after I realised like they sold within like 10 minutes, and after I realised everyone else was selling theirs on Vinted for a lot more, I was like, oh no, for God's sake, I really wanted another pair. Just wanted a pair that would fit and that would be easier to break in, that were actually my size. So the last pair were a size 3, these are a size 4. Kyle got them for me for my birthday. I don't know how much they cost at the moment, but I know they're a bit pricey. But these are just, you know, the classic chunky sandal. They weigh a ton, they're such good quality. You'll see as we go on, I have another few pairs of Doc Martens because they're just my favourite shoes. They are such a nightmare to break in, but once they're broken in, they are the comfiest shoes I've ever had. So definitely keeping these. Now let's do indoor shoes slash slippers. It's a tongue twister. Okay, so these are a crap pair of like the fake mini Uggs from Primark. I got these last winter or the winter before. They are actually covered in dust because they've just been sat under my clothes rail. I haven't touched them in months. I don't wear them. I do not like them. They stink. And they only cost about £6 to buy in the first place. I don't really like a furry boot on the inside. I think they were furry, but now they don't feel like they are at all. But I don't really like these. I don't really like how they look. I don't even know why I bought them in the first place. I think it's just because everyone was having a bit of a mini Ugg phase and I wanted to join in without spending like £180 on the real ones. I just don't like them and I don't think they go with anything I wear. So I am going to be getting rid of these. Bye! Next I have got another dupe of a pair of Uggs, I think. So wait, were those the mini Uggs or are these the mini Uggs? I think these are the mini Ugg dupes. So these came from Ego and I've worn them out once and the sole is so chunky and it just doesn't bend when you're taking steps, so then your heel pops out the back, which is a bit annoying. I chose this colour specifically. They did come in loads of different colours, nice colours. I chose this one because it was nice and beige and it would go with lots of things, but what annoys me is that it's got this blue threading detail around the top, which I wouldn't have chosen. They are fairy on the inside and they are quite comfortable. I haven't really tried to wear these around the house because now I've worn them out a couple of times. I don't want to tread like dirt into my carpet indoors. But to be honest, I just never think of wearing these and they've just been sitting on my shoe rack for months now. And they were cheap to begin with. I think I only paid about £19.99 for them. So for that reason, I will be saying goodbye to the fake mini Uggs. Thank you for your services. Goodbye. And then the final pair of slippers are these ones. These came from Amazon, I think, and I didn't pay much for them. I think only maybe £12 or £13, but I wear these every single day and you can tell because they're a little bit dirty. They need to go through the wash. They're like the cross strap fuzzy slippers, which are just sliders. So I wear these around the house. When I come home from work, oh my god, when I come home from work I take my shoes off, I put these on. If I have to, you know, go downstairs to answer the door to my 17th McDelivery of the week, then I'll pop these on. They're just really nice and cozy and I'm just mosey about the flat in them. They keep my feet warm. They do need a wash, but I will definitely be keeping these. Okay, now it is time to crack on and tackle the boots. I don't even know where to begin. Let's do beige boots first. So these are the first ones. These were another Shein purchase from quite a few years ago now. I've probably had these for about 2.5, 3 years before I decided I didn't really want to be buying off Shein. I really liked these at the time, but again, I ordered a size 4 and they've always been a tiny bit too tight around the toes for me. Although I think they look quite decent. I mean, the sole actually is okay. Well, these will be going in the goodbye pile. Goodbye. Next pair of beige boots are a pair from Primark, which I've had probably about 1.5 years. They were really nice. Now they are a bit tatty because I've worn them so much to work. They've lasted pretty well, to be honest. Like for a pair of Primark shoes, the soles are a bit dirty, but you know, they're fine, as is the case with most beige or light coloured shoes. They are gonna show up marks and they're gonna show up dirt. I think I'm gonna keep these for the time being because winter is coming, and I did wear them loads last winter and it's nice to have a boot that's not a black boot, which I have plenty of, so it's nice to have something different. So I'll keep these for now, but to be honest, I'll probably retire them after this winter. I think they've about had their day. And then next is the exact same pair of boots. I'm sure they're identical, it's just instead of having beige soles and the beige elastic, it's got black instead. Kyle's mum gave me these because she bought them, and then someone said they made it look like a stormtrooper, so she asked me if I wanted them, and I was like, well, if they're beige and black, then obviously I will have them. And I've worn these a few times, and they're nice. But again, look, I have like scraped my foot along them, but they've hardly been worn. I must have only worn them like twice or 3 times because the sole is still really intact. I think I'm going to keep these because they're just easy, and it's nice to have boots that are not fully just plain black, and they are comfy to walk in considering they're only Primark. So again, I'm going to keep these, see how much I wear them over the autumn and winter months, see how I feel, see how many times I've actually put them on, and then probably get rid of them if I realise I haven't worn them. Next, I've got this pair of, they look like Doc Martens, but they're not. They're like fakes or dupes or something. They're from a brand called London Rebel, which I've never heard of. I've actually never worn these out, but I've just had them for years. I've been stashing them, and it's a funny one really because I nearly got rid of them the last time I went through all my shoes and decluttered. I was thinking, actually, do I want to keep these for my wedding? Because I don't know what this is. I don't know how stuff's got on them when I haven't worn them once. But I'm thinking, because I don't wear heels, and yes, I'll possibly wear like a low, safe nude pair of heels for the actual like walking down the aisle and stuff. But once the photos are out of the way, I'm probably going to want to change into something comfortable so I can actually enjoy the rest of the evening. And so a pair of white boots like this, again, I don't want to spend hundreds on a pair of white Doc Martens because I just wouldn't wear a pair of white Doc Martens usually. As I say, I haven't worn these out once before. I think I am going to keep these because I've got it in my head I want to keep them for my wedding. And now finally we're on to the black boots collection, which could almost be a video in and of itself. First ones are my gorgeous new look chunky flat knee-high boots, which do have a couple of marks on them, but I wear these all the time. I love these through the winter. I don't think like they're waterproof necessarily, but they were 40 quid and they're pretty good quality. I've worn them an absolute ton. They're getting quite worn out and they've got a few marks and scratches on them. I love a boot that stays up. Like, I love a boot that the shaft is sturdy and it doesn't like flop when you take them off. So I'm definitely keeping these. I love these. These are probably a pair of like my favorite shoes. Next are these chunky like sock boots, which I can already tell you are gonna go because I've had them for years. They are really comfortable because they're basically flat, but they do give you a bit of height because of the chunky sole. They've been really comfy and I have worn them loads. I've worn them on like nights out when I did want to, you know, be a bit taller, to dress up a little bit, but still in a bit of like an edgy way. But they're not really my style anymore. They are a bit like clunky and a bit like cleated. And also the inside sole is like completely mangled. You can feel it when you put them on, that it's all like scrumpled up. So I'm gonna get rid of these. I can't remember where they came from, but they've had their day, so thank you, thank you. Next I've got my over the knee black boots with a little heel, which actually I can walk in. I don't know what height heel these must be, but they are so comfortable. I can really walk in these, which is a miracle, and I've worn these out a few times. I wore them on Valentine's Day and I wore them to my Christmas party at work a couple of years ago with a blazer dress, like a short blazer dress. I really like how they look. They're like a fake suede material, might not be fake, and then at the top it's good because they've almost got like a grippy bit of something that keeps them actually up over your knee. These were from ASOS, but I feel like they're not ASOS branded. I think they're Raid, but I love these. Definitely keeping these. I don't wear them very often, but when I do wear them, I just feel really like Catwoman. Next are these glorious, beautiful, chunky square toe boots, like ankle boots from Zara. These were, no, they're not from Zara. These were from ASOS, so these were also a present from Kyle, and when he watches this video, he's gonna beef me because I'm gonna tell you that these are some of my favorite boots, and he's gonna say, well, they can't be because I never wear them. But the only reason I don't wear them is because they're quite high and I can't walk in heels. It's definitely something I want to practice and get better at because I love these. They are so beautiful. I love the square toe. I think that's quite unique. And the heel is nice and chunky. Like, I'm not going to be falling over in those. I've worn them to do like short walks. It's just whenever we go out, we walk miles. Definitely keeping these. Definitely gonna keep hold of them for like maybe going out for dinner when we're gonna get an Uber there and an Uber back, and I don't have to be trekking around in these. But I got them last Christmas and I love them. Next we have these chunky flat boots, which are like fake leather. These are ASOS design, and I had a pair of these from ASOS when they like originally came out, and then the previous pair did this, so I ended up having to get rid of them. And then I went on Vinted and I found someone selling them for about 3 or 4 quid, so I bought a new pair because I loved them so much. I wore them all the time to work. They're the shoes I take on holiday with me when we just take our carry-on bags and we don't take like several pairs of shoes, because I can walk around for hours in these. They're so comfortable. But every single pair well, the last 2 pairs I've had have done that on the sole, but the other one hasn't done it, which is a bit interesting. But I'm gonna keep these. I love them and they are comfortable. I can see that they're going, and when they go then I'll chuck them, but for now I'm keeping them. Next we have my Doc Marten, what are these called? Chelsea quad boots. These are relatively unworn still, because when I've tried to wear them they are proving a bit of a challenge to break in. They're really heavy. Again, they weigh such a ton, same as the sandals, because they've both got the chunky soles. And I mean, they are so beautiful. They are the boots of my dreams. I've worn them to work, I've worn them out and about. They're comfortable to walk in, but they do rub. Like, they're comfortable as in they're nice to walk in, but if you wear them for too long or if you walk too far, your heels will just be in pieces. So I think I need to, I don't know, some people say put them in the microwave, some people say put wet newspaper in them or something, but I need to break these in because I love them so much and I want to wear them way more. So I'm definitely keeping these. Then we've got my old faithful, oh my god, how old are these? Just my usual Doc Marten boot. These are absolutely like caked in mud from festivals, from Pride. I travelled around Europe wearing these. I went interrailing, I went around 8 countries and I walked thousands and thousands of steps in these boots, and so I'm obviously going to keep them. I don't wear them too often now because, I mean, look, they are a bit grungy, aren't they? But they're good to have and they've got so many memories. These are like sentimental boots, and I do like to chuck them on when I can see it's rubbish weather outside, because Doc Martens are such good quality, you're never gonna worry about stepping in a puddle. So I'm keeping these. And then my final pair of shoes are my Zara Chelsea boots with a little metallic heel detailing, which I bought with a voucher from my work colleagues when I left the old department. When I started my new department, they all got me a Zara voucher, so some of the voucher went on these, and I love these. I wear these to work so much. The only thing about these is that one of them, and I can't remember which one, but the sole like came away from the shoe, so I went on to Amazon, I bought some super glue, and I've super glued one of these shoes back together, but you actually can't tell which one, and it's held really well. Like, considering I walk miles to work, like when I walk into the office it's 4 miles per day essentially, and so considering they're only Zara, you know, they're not built to be the most amazing like walking long distance boots, but these are lush and I love them. I think they've got like the pointed toe, which looks quite professional with work outfits, so I love these and I'm definitely keeping these. So we finally got through all of my shoes. Now I've got to put them all away, but thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you very soon in the next video.